Peace and blessings, family. Peace and blessings. This is your brother Sean Ali, and I just wanted to come with a brief message as Ramadan approaches, and for those who are celebrating the month of Ramadan, we do that by fasting. And in the observation of that fast, we abstain from eating from sunup to sundown, right? So in that, it can be trying because the body, and it's not necessarily because it's a nutrient or nutritional standpoint, but mostly it's from a habit standpoint, right? We created muscle memory of our lifestyle. And when we change it suddenly, that's when we can go out of whack, and or it can lead to these signals that we think we're hungry or thirsty, and we may not know how to control it, right? So I wanted to come with 5 easy tips, right? Where you don't have to buy nothing, go nowhere. It's just 5 easy tips on how we could successfully complete our fast during Ramadan, right? And number 1, easy. We start with willpower. Willpower, right? We hear this all the time, willpower. You also hear, as you conceive, you achieve. So just like with anything else, having a plan for it makes it easier for us to achieve with that goal or that task, right? When we doing things willy-nilly or on the fly, it's easy to make a mistake because we don't know what's ahead of us. So willpower includes, or what enables our willpower, us to go from willpower to action, right? Is having a realistic plan. So as you conceive, you achieve. We will into existence the things that we want. That's what moves our body. So first, we have to understand that. And as the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan says, words matter, right? So we want to look at the words that we are using. We don't want to use words hard, difficult. Ramadan should be a celebration, right? It's the time where the Holy Quran was first revealed to us. This is divine guidance, right? So this is the divine word of God. It's not a time of hardship. It is a time of celebration, of enjoyment, because we were blessed with the word of God, right? So it's nothing hard associated with it. The Quran even tells us that Allah would not place a burden on us harder than we can bear, right? So understanding my willpower controls my action and what I'm going to do, what I can achieve. So if we have that proper perspective, this is whether I know it or not, right? Whether I think I need it or not. Ramadan is a prescription to help us guard against evil, right? Inflicted upon ourselves and others. Whatever, it helps us to control our physical body, right? It helps us to clean ourselves up to be healthier, stronger, so we can live longer, right? Whether we think we need it or not. Whether we think we need it or not, when we go through those 30 days of fasting, we all come out better, right? So when we have this willpower and we are approaching this, we should have that perspective that when I go through these 30 days, I'm going to cleanse myself. I'm going to gain that mastery of self. In How to Eat to Live, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad says we are the God of ourselves, and that it's easy for us to do anything. We just have to train it, right? And that is having that willpower. Number 2, proper energy. And this is very, very important because this is a physical body. We can do whatever we want to do with it. I'm not taking none of that away from you, right? This is just looking at how the body is supposed to perform and what it needs. So when we're looking at energy, this is what our heart needs to be. our respiratory system needs to inhale and exhale oxygen, right? So we need energy to live. So our energy source is calories, right? We calculate it in calories, right? So we calculate our energy in calories. We are made of cells. Our cellular energy is glucose and oxygen. So as you start our day, if we are going to eat, we eat before the sunlight. When you're looking at the items or the elements of nutrition that we preload on, the only element that we are supposed to, or that our body wants us to preload on, is carbs, it's glucose. Protein is an energy source, but when you look up cellular energy, protein, in order to be used as energy, protein is an energy source because it has calories, right? Fat, protein, carbs, those are calories. Those are our energy sources. So yes, because protein has calories, it is an energy source. But in order for your body to use protein as an energy, it has to convert it into glucose. That's what our cells need in order to make ATP. Adenosine triphosphate, that's cellular energy. That's the energy that our cells use to maintain their DNA, the chromosomes, and to do their job. So in order for us to be successful from abstaining, the one source that you want to make sure that you have for our cells is glucose. So just like when you're bodybuilding, on your way to the gym, you preload on your carbs. That's your energy source, because when you're going in that gym, you're going to get that energy boost. You're going to be stronger and you're going to have more energy and power. After your workout, that's when you take protein, the body, to build the building blocks. So we understand proper energy will help us to be successful during Ramadan. Number 3, breathing properly. Why is this important? Because on the other side of that equation is oxygen and glucose. When you're looking at breathing properly, stress, right? When you're looking at stress, one of the physical signs of stress is erratic breathing, mouth breathing. That's one of the physical signs of stress, is mouth breathing, erratic breathing, right? When you're looking at chest breathing, you're looking at shallow breathing. So that means the lungs aren't inflating to their fullest potential, right? So and also that means you're not getting as much CO2 out as possible. That's on the other side. So when we're looking at breathing properly, if you look at stress, one way to bring yourself out of the fight or flight, that mindset, is deep diaphragmatic breathing. And that's proper breathing. So when your diaphragm, it sits right below your rib cage, right above, between your rib cage and your stomach and your lungs. That's your diaphragm, right? So when the abdominal muscles go out, that makes the diaphragm come down, and that is what gives the lungs that space to inflate. When your abdominals go in, it pushes the diaphragm up. That's what causes the exhale. And this is important because, of course, you want to get a deep, full breath, but you also want to get out as much CO2 as possible, because that CO2 builds up in our veins, in our arteries, and it turns into carbonic acid, right? And now you make your whole body, your pH turns acidic. So breathing properly is very important. Number 3, exercise. right? Or number 4, excuse me, exercise. This is very important because exercise is important. The number 2 actual cause of death is poor diet and lack of exercise. So exercise is something that we want to incorporate daily, right? Now, during Ramadan, during a fast, you want to, or anytime, this is not just for Ramadan, but this is how the body works. That's what we're looking at, how the body works. You will hear stories about people saying, hey, I do this during Ramadan and I'm good. I do that. Okay, that's cool. I'm not arguing. I'm not taking nothing away. I just want to discuss with those of us that's interested 5 tips for your body to be successful during Ramadan. Because it's mental, that's willpower. Now we got to make sure the body has everything it needs to get through that sunrise to sunset where we don't eat or drink, right? So exercise. We should always start our day with cardiovascular aerobics. That's number 1. Yes, I see people doing weight training in the morning, but I will explain it in a second. See, the purpose of breathing, the purpose of the heartbeat is the pulmonary circuit is the first heartbeat. It sends deoxygenated blood to the lungs to become oxygenated. That blood goes back to the heart, then it goes through the general circuit of being dispersed throughout the body, through the arteries, right? So the number 1 purpose of the blood is to pump oxygen to all of the cells. So now when we're looking at cardiovascular aerobics, your cardiovascular system is responsible for the oxygen intake and dispersion. So cardiovascular aerobics increases and strengthens our heart and our lungs, our respiratory, our cardiovascular system. So now when you do cardio opposed to weight training, you're doing a particular muscle group at a time. So you're not doing a full body circuit, which you're not supposed to. So now when you're doing cardio, you're moving everything. So you're move something, right? So that means that it's a full body exercise. You are getting oxygen, nutrients to every cell in your body. So when you start your day with cardiovascular aerobics, during Ramadan, you get up before sunrise, you make your prayer, right? After we make salat, right? It's not going to a gym. This is not what I'm talking about. It's not going, you don't have to go anywhere. You just want to get your body in motion. Because when we wake up, your body has to get out of that state of sleep. The body sends a shot of adrenaline and cortisol to wake us up. So this is the normal or the usual chemical composition that you have when you wake up. But those are the stress hormones. So you want to switch your chemical composition from cortisol and adrenaline to serotonin, to endorphins, to all of the good elements that you get from exercise, right? So you get up after you make your salat, you get up, boom, and you move something. You don't have to, we're not trying to stress the body. We're trying to awaken the body. We want to make sure that the cells have oxygen so as they are going through the day, they won't be depleted. They won't be sending these signals that I think are hunger, right? So boom, at the end of the day, that's when you get your strength training. Because when you do strength training, when you do weightlifting, you have to do 2 things immediately after you exercise. You have to eat and you have to rest, because you have damaged that particular muscle and you have to feed it and you have to rest it to recover. So if you start your day with And even though it's a pump and it's helping you, yes, it does help to increase, but you don't want to start your day like this, right? We want to start our day awakened with cardiovascular. Now, when it's time for us to break our fast, right? When you looking at it's time coming near for me to break that fast, and my body is getting a little worn down or whatever, at the end, that's when I can maybe incorporate my strength training. Now, and that leads to the fifth. We got to understand this. Rest, right? We got to, that rest. We have to do this. Throughout the day, especially at the beginning. We don't want to wear our body out. We might think that we can stick to our normal routine, but we got to understand that we are creating a new habit. So you're not just dealing with fatigue, you're also dealing with muscle memory and your body trying to adapt to a new schedule almost overnight, because we don't know what Ramadan doesn't officially start until the moon. So that's not a known date. So it's literally, okay, you wake up, okay, we see the moon, Ramadan starts tomorrow. And so you got to go from your normal, regular life to boom. And doing that, you're going to get all kind of signals, right? If you happen to have extra weight, overweight, obese, right? You're going to get, your body is going to be using some of this material, right? So you're going to be getting signals, all kind of signals. Fatigue signals, stress signals, I'm tired signals, irritated signals, anxiety signals, doubt signals. Rest. Stop. Rest. Just stop. Breathe. Ramadan is a celebration. It is a celebration of divine revelation. It is not created and meant to be stressful. No, it is a prescription. So in doing this, stop, rest, take a breather. No, nobody is going to say you are wrong for doing so. You don't, it's not a competition. So we're not keeping up with other people's stories. This is me and my personal relationship with Allah, with my creator, right? With my God. So it's made for us to observe righteousness. It's made for us to abstain from unrighteous desires. So this is how we should be approaching it, that it's my opportunity to be the God of myself, for me to clean myself, for me to be able to control myself, for me to be what I want to be. Oh, what a mighty prescription. What a beautiful gift from the creator that we call Allah. So family, listen, I just wanted to come 5 easy tips to help us successfully complete the fast during this holy month of Ramadan. Man, I pray that there was something that I said that could help. If it wasn't, then I pray that you just received the message in the spirit that I was striving to deliver it, which was the spirit of your brother, the spirit of love, and of course, and always in the spirit and in the name of God. I leave you, family, in the spirit of peace, in the languages of peace. I say, Namaste, Hotep, power to the people. Salam alaikum, peace.